Now, the last one we have is technology literacy. Now, who might have an idea of what technology literacy might be? Yeah.
Taking information through technology like television or
Yep.
mobile phones.
Very good. Television, mobile phone. Yes. Those are types of technology. You need to become familiar with the tools of the information trade. And you're right, that's cell phones, that is television, that can be the internet, it can be magazines. So technology doesn't have to be electronic. It can be just about anything that contains the information that you need. Right? It can be a magazine, it can be a book. That is a form of technology, isn't it? It uses a book in written form to give you information. So it is a type of technology. Don't limit yourself. Don't assume because it doesn't come under the heading technology, you think it's got to be a computer or something of this nature or something electronic. No. It can be anything, any technology that contains information that you can get at, okay, for its usefulness. So be open-minded as to the type of technology and the form the media takes within that technology. So if we say technology is printing, right? Well, it could be a book, a magazine, a newspaper, right? Those are different types of media within that technology. It could be the internet. And of course, we know what the internet is. It uses computers and printers and other types of analytical tools that you can use to filter the information so you can organize it so it's useful. Because always remember that oftentimes the information that you want is going to be buried in some form of a lot of words or pictures. You've got to be able to recognize the information that is relevant to you. That means being able to filter out what you don't need, and don't waste your time on things that are not relevant to your problem solving or your project. So there's some kind of interesting turns and twists inside here. It may be very simple seeming on the surface, but if you really want to use information properly, all these things need to be considered. Maybe not belabored or gone over and over, but it may be just a touch. Yep, that's not an issue. Yes, that is an issue. So, it's something that you need to be aware of in terms of being able to access, use, analyze information. Whether it's the media, the technology, the amount of it, the amount of information, being able to filter it. Is it useful? Should I use it? That's the ethical. Is it copywritten? The legal. So it's not as simple as it may appear on the surface. So this is a good piece of paper to review periodically. It'll give you extra options in being able to solve problems or creatively develop a project. So never think that only one source or one technology is going to be useful to you. It could be many. It could be many. So take advantage of this scanning, if you will, of all the different types of media and technology for the information that you can use. It'll pay serious dividends. I remember in college when I was writing papers, I used to have 2 or 3 books open at one time, because we didn't have a lot of computers back then, or cell phones or whatever. So you had to go to, standard sources of media, right? Standard sources at that time was printed, to access what you need. And I took a little bit from here, a little bit from here. It's like a 4-course meal. You had to decide how much of it that you want to use and what of that could you use in order to refocus it to your objective. Does that make sense? So keep open-minded, be inquisitive, never assume anything, test it against data and information. There you'll find those nuggets, those diamonds of good information, possibly within a mountain of rubble. But it's worth it. It's worth it when you're able to identify and use something and it fits perfectly in what you're doing. All right, any questions on that? Does that kind of make sense? Okay, see there?